It wouldn't be me if I didn't shake a little ass. What's up, motherfuckers? Hey, motherfucker. Hey, how you doing?
Recording? Oh, we're recording. We're on.
Check mic, 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Okay.
With another episode.
Do you remember?
Welcome to the conversation.
Do you remember?
Do I remember? No, I do not.
No.
Yes, I do.
Okay. I'm Andrea.
And I'm Lydia.
We're cousins, and we decided to begin this podcast. I mean, we spoke about it
multiple times during a lot of family events and just backyard shenanigans.
At least over like the last 3 years.
Yeah,
definitely. I feel like that's grown more and more. I've learned, especially lately, without collaboration, it just helps things go forward a lot more.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah. Like my St. Thomas trip. I mean, I know I briefly told you about it.
Yeah. We didn't want to get too into it. We wanted to save some for you guys.
Yeah. So, I went there because of a vision that someone shared with me that lives there. And I didn't really know, what to expect. I had no idea, honestly. I didn't place any expectations. I was like,
That's
you know
the
what?
best thing to do.
Yeah, I'm going. And whatever opportunity arises, whatever comes up, like, I'm going to sit with it. I'm going to see how I feel about it. But one thing I learned was the amount of people that didn't know each other from anywhere came into a room to work together on the same vision. And that was just the most powerful movement that I've seen. And it was so beautiful. I mean, it's obviously still a work in progress, but from every different location in the world, from LA, from up here in Pennsylvania, from Jersey, we've had people from Atlanta, and we didn't know each other, but we still treated each other with respect. We were still kind. We all wanted to build. We all, just saw the vision, but also just, I don't know, the collaboration something I feel like I've don't really, like, in my hometown where I currently live, don't have, right? Like, I don't know if you feel the same. Like, I feel like I have to pull strings, or like, how's that person going to view me? And obviously I feel like that might be conditioning that I should be working on and releasing, because I don't think it should be like, I should think like that personally. But I mean, I don't know. That's just been my experience. How about you with collaboration?
Collaboration wise, it gets a little complicated, right? You get like some people that see the vision, see the dream, want to contribute. And then you get people that see the vision but don't want to contribute because they know how far it can go, right? And that can come from, secret animosity or jealousy. And then there's just some people that just don't feel like they have the time, or don't find like the motive to do this. Like, my life is fine. Why should I contribute? Why should I collaborate on this? You know what I mean? Like, what does this have to do with anything?
Yeah, like, one thing that keeps coming to me from people, I should say, is more of like, you're not going to make any money off of it, but this isn't something I'm like I want to do to make money on in this moment. I mean, in the future, do I feel like I could potentially make something off of it? Yeah, sure. But it's not going to be off the podcast. Really, it's going to be off the workshops. It's going to be off of meeting with people. It's going to be off of
the networking, the endorsements.
Like growing and teaching people things. This is just a way to, get my voice out there, get ourselves out there, but also just, if we can help one person with anything that we say throughout our conversations,
that's already enough for me.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
Like, that's really all that matters. Like, if you guys have questions, again, I feel like just go ahead, feel free to reach out, type a comment in the comment box, or email us, which we'll put in our description.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I feel like that's why, our vision is definitely, different, because we're going into this with the right intentions. Like, we're going into this so we can spread awareness onto, like, one of the things we're going to be talking about throughout every episode is, how we're mothers, and how we're women in today's age, and dating, and career wise, and just everything that we have to go through and look at. And I'm pretty sure a lot of females that are going to be watching this can contribute to that, right?
Yeah.
And we're doing it off of good intentions. So
yeah, no, definitely love. I mean, I move with that. That's all I move with. Love and light. But yeah, no, I think, motherhood's gonna be a big one.
Very big one.
I got a 10-year-old, and
I have a 4.
yeah, so we learn from each other, from them.
Well, I say I have a 4-year-old, but I really have like 3 kids.
14-year-old.
I really have like 4 or 5 kids, but only one came out of me. I swear.
No facts. No, that's how I feel. Like, I mean, because like what we're doing down there, like it's for all these kids, and it's like I
Yeah.
still got my one kid, but
And just showing them that it's like possible.
Yeah.
You know, like who cares if one person watches this? Who cares
Yeah.
if 2 people watch this? It's just like the matter of us feeling comfortable enough to record ourselves speaking with each other and sharing it with everybody else.
Yeah.
And I want at least my kids, plural kids, to feel that comfortability
To be
being in
able
the
to do
world.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
yeah,
the world that I grew up in, right, the era that I grew up in, there was a lot of bullying, there was a lot of certain eras to reach, and now I'm kind of glad that it's so fluid out there. You know what I mean? Like there's so
you
many.
could just be you.
You can be you.
No, I agree with
No
you.
judgment zone here.
Yeah, no judgment zone for sure. Coming up for me, speaking of motherhood, so I'm Harmony's my daughter. I'm trying to get her into the new school. So she has her audition tomorrow, and I'm really excited for her because I think it's going to be something new. She's looking forward to it, and I think she's going to love it. So that's coming up. It's an art school, so like she really gets to like act out. She's going for more like theater and art, and I'm so excited for her. Like I just feel like it's really gonna bring out a different side of her, and she's growing. So, is Haven going to school soon?
Yes, she starts in September.
Oh my gosh.
It's her first time in school, guys. So like she's been to daycares, and I've had like personal babysitters. But now it's kind of different. Like she's gonna be in a whole new environment. I don't know how to deal with this. Like I'm literally having a breakdown in the middle of summer because starting September, she's gonna have friends and teachers and this whole community that I didn't have to worry about before.
Yeah.
And now I'm just gonna have. It's like I'm putting a shield over my baby. Just like
I know.
You don't know what's out there, right?
You
And then
don't.
it's like, but I'm also happy because
she gets to build connections.
Yes. And if you know Haven, if you guys know Haven, she's very like friendly and she loves to meet new people and she just loves to give her opinion even if it's not asked for. Okay, like she's just very out there. She's not scared of anything, and I love it. And I don't want anything ripped away from her. Like I don't want fear instilled in her. I don't want people thinking that she can't say what she wants. Like yeah, there's boundaries, but if my child feels like she needs to express herself,
if she's not being like disrespectful, which 9 times out of 10 she's really not, at least not intentionally, right?
I
don't think
not intentionally.
She has no idea.
And that's where I feel like I'm gonna struggle with her. I'm like, even towards me, I'm her mother. You know what I mean? Like she'll call me out on certain things, and I'll just be like, "What the fuck can I say to this child?" Because she's right. Yeah, and it's like I can't scorn her. I can't be like, no, because you're right.
Yeah.
And I need to sit down and shut up and reevaluate what the hell I'm going to say to you now, right?
Kids, especially her age, are like a vessel. Like they really are the greatest teachers. Like I have to say, like when Harmony was her age, I wanted another kid so bad because she was teaching me so much about me. Like, well, why are you saying this to me, but you're doing this? Or, but when you respond like this, it makes me feel like this. And it really made me check myself. I mean, and I would love to, and it's the lessons, they keep going even as they keep growing, right? Because we're learning with them at the same time, but
in different generations.
And they all, I mean, I don't have any other kids, but I feel like even if I was to, they would still all teach me something different about me. The thing is, the thing that's out of our control is how someone else is going to perceive what we say. I mean, I kind of struggle with this a little bit because I try to like, all right, think out the conversation prior to having it with someone to have more control over the situation. But I don't say control. I don't say control over that person. I'm just saying control over what is the outcome that I want and how can I approach it with, with that desire of getting that, of getting that as the outcome. So I definitely, but obviously, I mean, you learn that with age, you learn that with time. You don't learn that at that time, at that age. But no, I get it. I mean, I had a lot of moments Harmony did stuff like that to me.
Haven always says things out of whack, but it's always like funny. It's always like, haha,
Yeah.
like, oh, where does a 4-year-old get this from, right?
Yeah.
In this case, it was like, where the hell did the 4-year-old get this from?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just like, who told her this?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I don't want people ever thinking that
Correct.
I talk
yeah,
out of,
no.
you know,
Yeah.
proportion, but it's just her vocalizing how she felt at the moment. And I was
Yeah.
just like, say sorry, but we're going to talk about this in a few minutes and
Yeah.
evaluate what we could have done.
Oh my
right?
God. And one other thing that I love that you said that you did was, you know, talking about it again in a few minutes.
Yes.
Like, I think that is so important. Like,
Yeah.
okay, like really giving them a full understanding of, okay, why did I have you apologize?
Breaking it down, yeah.
Like, really having them
Remember,
understand.
her mentality was, I did nothing
I
wrong.
didn't do it. Yeah.
So I had to like
exactly.
let her realize, like, you did
Yeah.
do something wrong. This is what should have been said. So you could have gotten your point across without feelings getting hurt,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So, but then again, she's only 4 years old.
Correct.
So
but she's smart.
She might do it again,
She's
you
really
know?
intelligent.
She's majorly intelligent.
She's so smart. Like,
she's too smart for her own age.
uh-huh. She's really like I think she's gonna even be smarter like than the kids in her class. Like,
absolutely, yeah. She's probably gonna skip a grade
because she will observe. She won't talk for a while, and then when she's ready to go,
and when she's talking, she's still observing.
I know her ears.
Her bombastic side eye is crazy.
Bombastic side eye, criminal offensive side.
Yeah. She will be having a whole conversation. And this is where it reminds me of like me and my father. Well, I'll be having a whole conversation with you right here, but if there's somebody speaking behind me, I am in two places at one time. I'm hearing them and reciprocating over here. I
can't do that no more.
I don't know why, but it's just the attentiveness of needing to know what's going on around us and being observant, right?
Yeah.
Like, she observes everything. Like, even when I'm on FaceTime with you or something and she'll be in her room and she'll walk out repeating what I just said. But it's just like, girl, you was just in your room minding your business. Don't come mind my business. Stay in your room and mind your business, right?
That's so funny.
But she's definitely a listener.
Yeah.
And they'll know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if this happened with Harmony when she was younger. I think it did. But, like, remember when we switched up our language and it was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It was like the constant curiosity of like, hold on, don't switch languages on me. Yeah. I'm trying to find out what y'all talking about.
Yeah. But Haven will sit there and listen and figure it out.
She will.
I feel like, especially at her age, she could still take it in. She could still learn the Portuguese. She has the ability more than all of them to really learn. I mean, Chris knows it.
Chris is very he's very intelligent with
he knows it. But Lena doesn't, does she?
Lena knows some words. Okay. Like, she's getting there. She'll understand
Harmony knows some words, but nothing crazy. Like, not a full sentence. Another language. It helps them really expand their mind. I wish they would meditate.
Yeah, no, that ain't happening. They kids. The minute they meditate, they taking a nap.
I know.
And that's if
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Hey,
I used to make Harmony do a meditation with me. She'd be knocked out. I'd be like, what the? So she would knock out every single time. Every single time.
No, Haven's new thing is she'll say, she's like, Mommy, are my eyes purple underneath my eyes? Are my eyes right here, are they purple? I said, yeah, they're purple. You're tired. She's like, no, they're not. No, they're not. And then 2 seconds, she'll like walk up to me. She'll be like, no, Mommy, I see they're purple. I need to get some beauty sleep. And she'll take a nap. That's her thing. I don't even have to ask her to take a nap. She'll be like, yeah, no, my face is getting a little.
Wow.
She's like, I need to go rest.
That's great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's awesome. Harmony would not.
I never had that type of self-awareness at 4 years old. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like, she walked up to, I literally like laughed because the things she says, I'm just like, where do you get this from?
Yeah.
You're not getting this from Roblox or YouTube. Maybe from watching me.
Yeah.
Like, of like,
you do your self-care all the time.
But I don't ever go, I need a beauty. Like, it was just the.
You probably do, like, in a joke with like your mom or something. Probably. Sometimes, and she picks up on it and she goes, oh, like,
well, I need it too.
The mood. Yeah, like, the dramatics. That's one thing our family loves is the dramatics of things. So it's like
times 10,
yeah, and I think they all are.
By the generation, they just keep getting crazier.
I'm getting calmer. I don't know about
Dude,
that.
right. I
That's
feel like we're mellowing out and they're taking over, right? And it's
they
like
must be. They must be because between them and I feel like the older generation is like this middle generation is like just leave me alone. Like I feel like between me, you, Philip, and Tiago, it's just like, yeah, no. Like we just
we
want
not
to
with
do
it.
our own thing. Like, why do we have to explain ourselves right now? Like I don't like it, but it's okay. I will do it. So, you know, um where they happily explain themselves, like the kids, like they will happily say, well, this is why we did this, this is what we wanted to do, where us older ones are like,
We did it. Why do you want to know why we did it?
we
Leave us
yeah
alone.
just and what I'm about to do, why do I have to explain it? Like I don't know, it's like but you see the differences in generations,
Yeah.
where like I feel like the generation before us, they have to have a plan for everything, like this and this. Where us, it's more we're in
Free
the
flowing.
flowy. We're in the.
Yeah.
That's why we go on that kayaking trip next weekend.
Woohoo!
But we just flow, like
Yeah.
literally, we just get in that kayak and we just let the river take us wherever we go.
Mhm. Whereas if it was our generation before us, it would have been okay. Who's making the lunches?
Yes.
Who's
Yeah.
doing the drinks?
Yeah.
Who's gonna
Yeah.
carry this? Oh my god, guys! Everybody bring sunscreen. Okay, make
Yeah.
sure that
No.
you're gonna bring your
Seriously.
bugs. Oh my god! Don't forget the fruits because we need
No,
fruits
for
to hide.
real.
Oh, make sure you bring water. It's like, hold on, girl. Everybody pack for themselves. Bring water.
You.
Bring whatever the hell you want to do on
whatever you want to drink. You want water.
You want a sandwich?
Beer.
Bring a sandwich. I mean, I usually make them every year, but either way, it's like
Yeah.
we just go with the flow.
Yeah. But I love to see the differences because
Mhm.
it makes us who we are at the end of the day.
It
But
does. All of us
it's
together in the same room is crazy.
yeah, no, it is.
Let's bring up a conversation about being a single mother in today's day.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a subject,
Okay.
but I feel like that's also a very long subject, right?
That is a really long
because
subject.
this subject can lead to a lot.
I mean, yeah, and I think it'll be a constant, ongoing subject
Mhm.
when it comes to, motherhood in general. But being a single mom, um, you know, I feel like to me, the image of a single mom is not having any father around, any
Mhm.
family around to help them, right?
Right.
Because I mean, I also listen to podcasts too, and like one moms like actually co-parent with their child their children's father, and it's like a different type of relationship, right?
Mhm.
So like for me, I would say I'm more under the co-parenting versus when I first started though, I guess I was more like a single mom because um it wasn't peaceful. It
Yeah.
wasn't where we're at right now, right? It's taken time. I would take
Time,
her to
energy.
everything, I would make sure I had daycare scheduled, and it was just a lot. She was younger too, and I feel like when they're younger they need you more. Like
Mhm.
I'm not saying that she don't need me now, but they
It's
need you to get
different.
them dressed. They need you to
Yeah.
help them brush their teeth. They need you
Mhm.
to help them put on their stuff, especially if they wake up in the morning and they're cranky and they don't want to do it. Like,
Yeah.
like you want to make sure you're there to help them and you're doing that as well. So, it could be a lot. But now where I'm at, I can speak from where I'm at right now. Me and my daughter's father co-parent very well. We've had our trials and tribulations. I feel like the respect, the communication level is right where it needs to be
Mhm.
and where it's supposed to be, for her, for us, right? To make sure that we're doing the best that we can to make sure that we're raising a healthy minded individual, who also knows how to be independent, self sufficient, and kind and compassionate towards others. So I think it does take two to tango when it comes to that. I mean, don't get me wrong, there like one thing that we're really big on is at his house, I trust him to control. Like I trust him to I got to trust him. Like whether or not I agree, whether or not I like it's not my house.
Mhm.
And same thing goes here. Like, you know, he has to trust me when she's with me. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, it's never not. It's, you know, it's crazy because for me, it's never. I never not trusted him.
Mhm.
It was more of sometimes the environment, right? The people around them
Right.
that I may not feel as comfortable with because I don't know the people that are around them, right? And I feel like as a mom, you're constantly like, you get in this mom bear mode that you
Yeah.
want to, especially when they're younger, you want to protect everything that they're
24/7.
exposed to, anything
Mhm.
that, and like what people say, what people do, because that's your cub, that's your baby, like that's
Yeah.
your lifeline. For me, at least, that's
That's
always.
literally you outside of your
Yeah,
body.
no, for real. So, you know, and I mean, where I was, I didn't have family to help me. So that was like, you know, I always, if it wasn't, um, you know, it was mostly, it's him who helps me. And that's
Mhm.
why I'm grateful for him actively being in her life. And I'm grateful that, you know, they have a great relationship now.
Mhm.
And that I'm able to even work and take trips to St. Thomas, for an example, for work and not have to worry, right? Like,
Right.
know that he, you know, dentist appointment, great, he got it. You know, we stay in communication, we keep each other updated, and that's all I wanted. That's all I've wanted.
Mhm.
That is literally what I've asked for. Like, I wanted respect, I wanted the communication, I wanted the teamwork,
Mhm.
because it really does take, you know, a village. And I'm glad that we're there with that, when it comes to that aspect of it. So how about you? Are you guys able to like co-parent? I
um
feel like you guys are more now.
honestly, we're still, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, it's not an overnight thing.
It's definitely
I
not an
no,
overnight.
and
You're
we're
10 years in, okay? I'm like 4 years in. So
I
it's
know.
definitely, you know,
Yeah,
still a like a touchy subject, just because the last thing I want to do is bash anybody. The last thing I want to do is talk about, you know, anything
yeah,
bad.
no,
So I
no,
will
not
bring
at
up the
all.
good things,
Yeah,
such as the love she has for her father.
yeah,
Um, regardless of what's going on, any miscommunication, anything that's going on between me, him, and her well being,
yeah,
uh, when she's with him, she's safe. I know that she's okay.
yeah.
Sometimes I can question it, you know, based off of the environment and
Correct.
things that are, you
Yeah,
know, that I know take place and trigger him. And I guess that's where it's different because, like, with me and her father, you know, we were married, we lived together, we
yeah,
had did the whole shebang
yeah,
before we got pregnant, right? So, like,
yeah.
I know his traits. I know even after I was pregnant, like, there was just certain things that that just stick in my head, right? There's
Correct.
certain things that you can't forget. Um, and if you don't see progress in those things, you start to question whether or not there was a change
Yeah,
and whether or not you still feel comfortable with your child being there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Um, so I want to just keep it at it's a work in
yeah.
progress
No, it
because,
is. It is a work in progress. I
yeah,
don't feel like it's an overnight thing. Like you said, I'm 10 years in.
yeah,
Like 10 years. Like that's a long time. And I mean, I can't believe that I'm 10 years in, but I done been through hell and back, courtrooms and back. Like I done been through it, through the
hmm
ringer. So I get it. And in the end, what I realized throughout this transition and this growth spurt
hmm
is really, you know, we just both wanted to be treated with respect. We
hmm
both wanted to be understood. We both wanted to be a parent.
hmm
Like that's the reality of it. Like he wanted to be a dad, I wanted to be her mom, and but our relationship didn't work, and we needed to take out. At least I'm going to speak for myself. I don't know how he handled his, right? I'm not him, right? And me and
hmm
him we don't really, we just work together now. It's a business transaction. It's like she is the business that we own, and we want to make sure that our business is successful, and we work together to make sure that it's a successful business. And
hmm
we don't have our feelings involved, because the reality is it's not about that.
right,
It's not about that. I mean, I don't even know if I have that. I don't have that. Like, at least not on
hmm
a personal level or a romantic level ever again. But I do, I respect them. I adore their relationship. I mean, you know me. I was
I love their relationship.
yeah, like I always wanted that. I guess you can say that, and I had that at one point ripped away from me. So, that was something that I was always really big on because it's just beautiful to watch, like a daughter and a father. Like it's such a beautiful relationship. And I don't have it personally like with my dad anymore, but I'm all right with it. Like I'm just honestly, I probably live vicariously through her, like knowing that she is able to have that with him, and that he cultivates such a great safe ground for her to express herself now with him and to be open with him. It just makes me happy.
They're creating their own bond. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It makes me happy. But as far as I'm concerned, in regards to like just our dynamic, I've just learned to release like trying to control like what was going on over there, right? Like or at his house or where he was at with her, and just more of just trusting God. That's I feel like really this is where God comes in the picture, because that's where I mean like it's a business, because I trust God. And I know that God isn't going to put her in harm's way. And I know that he wouldn't put her in harm's way,
right,
like at the end of the day. So due to the fact that they both have that in common, like, all right, cool, hands up. Like, all right, like I can only control this. And as long as I communicate certain things like, hey, I got this appointment on this day, I can't make it, can you? That's some of like the communication now we do. Like, for an example, tomorrow, the audition, grandma called me this morning and she was like, hey, I know you mentioned you mentioned to Titi you were going to take me to the appointment. And it's tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And I realized tomorrow is also the audition for Harmony, which I didn't want to miss. But, I'm a woman of my word. I told them I was going to take them to the appointment. You know what I mean? So, I called them first thing in the morning, like, hey, I forgot I had an appointment to take my grandma to schedule tomorrow, and Harmony has her audition. Like, do you care to take her? And first thing he said was like, all right, I'll figure it out. I can take the morning off and take her. Like, great, awesome. Like,
and that's beautiful that you have. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, no, and it takes time. It takes time to get there, but just being able to have that, to have him here to like help out still, like even though it's not in the same household, we're not together, like that's not the type of dynamic. I am grateful and truly thankful for it. So I would say, you're not there yet, but that's always something you can work towards if that's something that you want, right? Like I figure even like just to get a little bit off the topic, it's almost like we create the life that we desire to live. And it's up to us on whether or not we truly believe in that desire. We truly believe that we deserve that, right? And it's not even about me deserving it, it's about her deserving it when it comes to that relationship.
We were speaking about
how I called him this morning to ask him if he could take her tomorrow.
Yes. And what I was trying to explain to you is that, so that's what I wanted, right? I wanted somebody to turn to when I needed something for my child.
Yeah.
If I needed help, I needed somebody to watch, I had something come up. If it like, and this is rare occasions, right? Because nothing ever comes before your kid, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted that, right? Sometimes there's some things that you just can't say no to, and you can't bring a kid. You can't, you can't have your child there at a work event, right? And I wanted that, and I've communicated several times, and I've tried to open that table of communication, kind of just making him comfortable, right? Like letting him know, like, I don't want anything with you. This isn't anything other than a friendship. I want you to know that this is a friendship, that you can come with me to anything, and if you ever need anything, I'm here. And if I need anything, like, I don't need to come to you, but if I ever have to, I'm okay to come to you. You know what I mean? Like, even though it won't ever happen, but I just wanted to open that line of communication.
What's crazy is that I like, don't lose your train of thought, but like when like my mom passed away, when like just things started happening, when I found out about my dad and everything, like he's actually the first person I had to go to because
of Harmony.
Yeah. So it's like, you almost feel like, you don't ever want to go to them.
Yeah.
But then like life just starts putting, at least for me, started putting
you
me
in
in
predicaments where you have
situations
to,
where
yeah.
it's like, no, but you're gonna.
Yeah.
And it is like the friendship. It's like the
Mhm.
business part of aspect of it. Like, we own this business. Hey, I can't make it in today. I need you to go.
I need you to run in. I need you to close that register and open it. Boom. Right? Like,
Yeah.
that's how it should be, right?
Yeah.
So the point that I was trying to make before, I'm sorry, because my brain's a little scattered now,
It's
because
okay.
there's like a lot of ways to go about this conversation. But what I really wanted to vocalize was that my end goal was to open that line of communication, right? And then how I seen that I was taking it out on myself because the communication wasn't being reciprocated, right? Where it was like, how do I go about explaining this really? Okay, let's say you're him and I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, whenever you get a chance, I want to sit down. I want to talk about this. Whenever you get a chance, can you just call me? Whenever you get a chance, can we just sit down? Can we talk about this? Like, Haven wanted to start ballet. Can we talk about this? You know what I mean? Like, certain things need to get talked about before things happen, right? And then I realized I was so interrupted by it because the conversation would never happen that it was starting to take effect on my daughter because now I didn't sign up for ballet on time, or I didn't do this on time, or I didn't do, because it was always delayed from that communication.
Yeah.
Whereas I started looking back and I'm like, well, if he doesn't care enough to have the conversation, then why do I care enough to ask?
Yeah.
That's to come back to where you were, like, on the relationship you have with her father, right? I've tried there. I've tried it. I've been there, and I feel like I've spent too much time on something that should have just been.
Doesn't really, I feel like it's tough when people don't have anyone around them to show them the ropes or show them the way. Like it can be.
It's
It can be.
challenging, yeah.
Yeah.
But then
Because then all you have is society's ways, and society. Don't get me started on
I understand
society's
that, right?
ways.
But then I can see, like, then I have a couple of guy friends who are fathers,
Yeah.
right? And the way they portray their fatherhood for something that they never had has been amazing. Like,
Yeah.
take you for example. Like, it wasn't always the best relationship you had with your mother, right?
Yeah.
But you know how to be the best mother now. Like,
and even then, sometimes I feel like I'm not.
Right. And even then, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
I feel like I could do better.
right. But
Yeah.
you're trying to do
Yeah.
better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're always trying to do better.
That's
like,
where I feel like mental health should come into play. Because if these people don't get therapy, how do they actually become the best versions of themselves? I mean, let's just be real. Let's be real. Let's be real. Like, if I feel like, even if we just took that situation as an example, if there was therapy involved for him, like if he was able to go somewhere and talk and express himself where he felt like, all right, I won't be judged for this next hour when I speak to this individual. I think it could help. You get what I'm saying? Like, but you can't you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So you can only introduce them to things like this. But even then, look, 444. Sorry, I just got to screenshot this. But you can't make them do it. But I really think it's so important. I mean, my journey started, I left when me and him split. Like, I was in therapy, and we had even went to therapy together. So I can't say that we didn't try before we split. You get what I'm saying? Like, I went first, then we went, and then we split. Like, and that's fine. That's fine. It took a while, right? But I feel like that therapy in general just helped us become better individuals, better parents, and overall just better. I don't see one right now. Have I thought about it, especially since my mom passed? I did think about it. I just, my therapist stopped practicing. And like, she always said, like, text me if you ever need me. And I have yet to text her because I know where she lives. Like, she said I can come by, but I don't want to
feel like you're an intruder.
Yeah, like, she's trying to live a different life right now. Yeah, so like, I don't want to. And then I'm not gonna lie, I can, I guess, relate to people who haven't been in therapy, because now it's almost like starting all over if I was to find someone else. And that's kind of nerve-wracking, because even when I did it back then, I went to at least 2 to 3 people before I met her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're not going to find the first one's not going to always be the best one
Mm-hmm.
for you. But you got to keep, going into these their offices and having these conversations and seeing which ones actually connect with you,
Mm-hmm.
and then growing from, going from there. But I haven't actually taken that leap. But I also now I'm a lot more self-aware than I was back then when I
Right.
went to therapy. And I indulge in books. I do read a lot of self-help books, meditations. Yes, I do my affirmations daily.
Yeah.
I do all that. So I do feel like I have a good, like, if I'm stressed today, or if I'm feeling down, or if I'm not feeling myself, guess what? I'm grabbing my pen and paper and I'm writing. Like,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
that's a big thing for me. Like I don't find peace in therapy because for me it's like, I don't talk. I don't like expressing emotions. I don't. If I have to, it's a drag and I just get upset. And but it's self-aware. Like I'm very
Yes.
self-aware that I don't know how to express my emotions,
Oh,
right?
speaking of that, ding, ding, ding.
Emotional, damn it.
And I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Not with a therapist, but more of like journaling and just kind of organizing my thoughts. And it's like looking at a situation and saying, am I really mad or am I just being dramatic, right?
Yeah.
Like, or am I really happy about this? Is this something that I want to pursue? Like, does this feel right? Okay, look back. All right, this is something that I want to pursue. This is something that makes me happy. I enjoy doing this, right? Like writing. Like I
Yeah.
didn't realize how much I love writing in my journal.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, today I went no, it's
No.
not. No, it's always a different topic as far as like how I feel about a certain situation or how I feel about something that was brought up in a grocery store. It
Yeah,
could even
yeah.
be, you know what I mean? But it triggered my mentality of how I think and how I go about expressing my feelings and how I go about um controlling how not controlling but kind of like viewing how I come off to people when I don't express my feelings, right? Because
Yeah.
that can also be a thing where people can take it offensive, like, oh, well, how do you feel about it? It's like, well, I can't really tell you, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
but I can show you. I can easily show you how I feel. Easy.
Mm.
No problem with that. You will get it right away. Whether I'm happy, sad, angry, mad, whatever it is, mostly, but whatever.
What do you mean, like, by show? Like your facial expressions will
I'm
show?
very vocal with my facial expressions.
Okay.
Very vocal, and with I gotta say that it's not my mouth that speaks. It's mostly my eyes.
Mm.
Like many people have told me that my eyes speak very loudly,
Mm-hmm.
and I can have the most blank face ever, but if you look at my eyes,
Yeah.
they say paragraphs.
Yeah.
And I don't have to say a word.
No.
And I enjoy that. I enjoy having that capability,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, I feel like I'm mute. And it's not coming across how I want it to come across. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta say that's the biggest thing that I'm like self-aware about is not expressing myself
Yeah.
how I should or how I was before.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, you and me both know I had no problem opening my mouth. I'm like my daughter. I had no problem saying exactly how I felt, how I felt people were being treated, how, I was like a little drunk alcoholic that just went around putting everybody in their place. And now it's kind of like
you're saving.
I let my daughter do it and I sit back and I'm like, all right, well, I don't need to speak anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that's it.
I mean, I'm extremely self-aware, like to the point where I try to watch how I say certain things, how I write certain things, like, but that's also because of like things that I've learned and how I feel like, we're just creators, and always, especially lately, trying to be more in that creative sense of life, and create my life, right? It's a different mentality than what it used to be, because if we were talking about what we used to be, I mean, I was reactive. I was angry. I was
we're not gonna talk about that.
All that.
We are like, peaceful now.
I am like that. That's not me. Like for real. Like when we were in Portugal with me and Harmony and my dad tells her like how I was always in the streets with the guys, and there was this one picture and like with a guy with like whatever, and I'm just like
What do you mean, whatever?
Why are you telling her this? That's not me. Like, that's not me.
Uh-huh.
Like that was like not me. Like, that's not me. Like, that was when I was how old I was going through what I was going. Absolutely not. Like, she doesn't know that version of me, and that's not me. Like, you start to like not identify with certain things anymore of how you used to act and how you used to be, because we're constantly evolving. At least for me, I'm constantly trying to learn and grow and evolve. So I feel like since I'm on this journey and on that path, it's more of like, I don't really look back. It's more of like, all right, what do I want to be like? How do I want to show up? Like, how do I, and I don't even mean that in the sense of like physical features all the time, because I love being in sweatpants. Like, girl, but we have to dress up down in St. Thomas. I'm like, I really don't want to wear this. Like, I just want to be in my bathing suit. I don't even want to have clothes on. Like, Lord, but I pulled it off. I wore a dress. I didn't wear heels, obviously. I mean, when you're down there, you'll see you don't want to wear heels. I mean, there's no need for it. No, not at all. But it was interesting. But yeah, I can definitely understand and relate to that. But before we go today, because we have to go.
We do have to go.
We do. I'm gonna pull a card from my Abraham, Esther, and Jerry Hicks. And it's the deck called Getting into the Vortex. I love this card. Well, I love these cards. I haven't really pulled one in a while. So I will have you pull one. Go for it.
Oh, I got two.
Okay. So give me green.
You're gonna like this one.
Let's see.
I'm gonna give it to you.
Give it to me. Just give me the green one. That's my
color.
color.
I pick this card?
See? That maybe this goes well with what we said today.
And this one,
So you want to go first? Or you want me to go
No,
first?
go ahead. You can go first.
So like I said earlier, I will not try to control the uncontrollable. On the back it says, we want you to reach the place where you are willing, not just willing, determined, not just determined, eager to let go of the need of control of things that are uncontrollable, like what anybody else is doing, and give your undivided attention to the only thing you can control, which is how you feel in any given circumstance. In other words, we want you to leave this moment saying, I've decided that I'm going to take life as it comes, and I'm going to do the best that I can do in the midst of what I'm doing. Ding, 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 ding.
We have a winner.
That's how I've been living.
I know.
I love it.
Let me see. You read the front first. Okay, so it says, my every thought is attracting its vibrational essence.
Sounds right.
Okay, so hold on. Just to touch on a point that I was trying to say is that I've also realized the reason why I've gone mute, right, is because I started realizing how much I can vocalize can come true like
Instantly.
this. And it's so fucking scary.
Your dad does it all the time.
Not needing to curse or anything, but like it's so fucking scary how crazy it is that I can say, I want a donkey by tomorrow. I want a donkey, and by tomorrow I'll have a fucking donkey. Do you understand? Like, that won't happen because that's not what I really want. But
that is how it works.
Yes, I know. Which is why I've gone mute. Because I don't know what I want. Well, I think I know what I want, but I don't know what I want.
Do you remember when I was, where were we? I think in my backyard. And I just kept saying, like, either no to things or, like, because I knew what I wanted. Do you remember?
Yes.
I was just like, no, because I don't want it. Because I don't want to.
I don't want it. That's how I am now, right? Like, now that I want everything that I wanted, I'm getting. And now I'm just like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I wanted it before. I don't want it right now. This is not what I want.
Yeah, because you want, different timing.
Yeah. So yeah, my every thought is attracting its vibrational
we'll
essence. That's going to be a whole different topic. Whether you are thinking about wanted things or unwanted things, you're you are you are still sending out a request to attract more things like the subject of your thought. And all the things that happen to you, all people, things, experiences that come to you, come in response to your vibrational invitation. Noticing how things are turning out for you is one very clear way of understanding which vibrational requests you are emanating.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are always getting a sense of what you are thinking about, whether you want it or not. And that's why I'm getting attacked by a bunch of things. Not
It's
attacked, but
great.
just overboarded.
It's great. Well, thank you guys.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed our first episode. See you next week. Peace out.
Peace.